Hello and welcome each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCT Center. Also, I'm true speaker, healer, energy worker, guide, mentor, co-creator, galactic ambassador from Pleiadians. And with me today is two wonderful, beautiful ladies, Morganne Rayne, spiritual consultant, gratefully providing access to high dimension of being. Morgan's here been called the healer of healers as a way to describe her unique spiritual tools she shares. Morgan is here to serve those who seek great understanding of their sacred spiritual self and have the deep desire to integrate that consciousness in their 3D world. And with us today again is Jeannie Rayna, licensed psychotherapist in state of Washington, working primarily with early childhood trauma, sexual abuse, and emotional neglect, helping clients empower themselves. Jeannie sees herself as lifetime student and growth. She continually takes classes to enhance her knowledge and skills. So, hello, two wonderful, lovely ladies. And I want, before we start this new show, I want to please invite everyone, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube and Rumble channels so we can reach more and more people in the future.
And,
Hello.
and before I get going, I want to invite people if they would like to take the Course in Miracles course that starts on the 26th of January. That's on a Sunday morning in the US. Um, please reach out to me at on my email address. You can get that at my website at I am
You
source.
can get more than they can get your email address and description below the video. All our contact details are in description below the video.
And you will not regret taking that class. It is life changing.
Yes.
It is life
I
changing.
will be
It is life
taking.
affirming. It's potent and powerful. Anybody want to comment about that class?
Yes, Dag and I have been taking it for a while.
We've been taking twice already, and now getting ready to take third time. I don't know about you, Jeannie, but I feel first time I was there, I was present. I was present, but I think didn't take in half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
half of things was like going over. Okay, Morgan is feeling there something. Okay, let her speak. Yeah, I may catch up later. Yeah, but second time I already was watching with completely different eyes. I already have much deep understanding. I can't state that I did completely 100% was there and understand absolutely everything, but I definitely felt this difference between first time and second time. Yeah.
Yes. So we've been taking it for 2 years, and we're going to take it again on this year. And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you've been doing it. This is your third time. Each time you take it, you go deeper and deeper. And it's just a wealth of information. It changes your life. And you get more, and you wake up more and more to your life taking this class. It's one of the most powerful classes I've ever taken.
Mhm.
And I've taken a lot of classes. So I encourage everyone, if they want to change their life for the better, to take the class. You will not regret it.
Exactly.
Well,
That's
well worth
really
the
it
time.
is. It is creators present for us, and Morgan is our present from creator. Really,
Thank
there
you. Yeah,
we actually have this. Yes,
yeah,
that we
yeah.
learn.
And this class, it's a 13-week course. Creator asked me not to charge people for it. However, I do open myself for gifts. And that's the way Creator wants to do it, because we want everyone to be able to have this information. We are on the precipice of this golden age, and we're bringing everybody with us, right? And I was given this gift to share, and so I share it. You know, sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I like, not again. And and then I get beautiful nudgings from, are you going to teach that again? Right? Then I see the value, and I see that you know, it's really interesting. I read a quote. I read it. I'm going to go get it. Jeannie, you want to talk about something? Well, I read it to
Sure.
Jeannie. It's about teachers. It's
Sure.
really powerful.
I just think anybody that's gone through AA will say this. It's pretty much the basic same laws, but it's much deeper. Like it seems like the AA got these from the Course of Miracles. I shouldn't even say that because it's people have this connotation about AA and what's it about, and it's so much deeper than that. So it's just beautiful. I just think it's well worth it. It's going to be an hour and 15 minutes for 13 weeks. It's whatever you want to donate, but it's, you know, if you can't afford it, you know, just show up. It's like a gift you're giving yourself by attending.
The only thing I ask is people show up with an open heart, an open mind, a pencil, and a pad of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, being a teacher is interesting, right? You can question that. And Dega and Jeannie and we're all teachers. Anytime we do this kind of work and we are expressing ideas or assisting others, we are teachers. Sometimes I resist that position. I don't know why, but sometimes I do. And I was going through the teacher's manual of the Course in Miracles, because that the 12 core concepts is from the Course in Miracles. And I just happened to open it up to this page, which was like, oh, it's always so perfect when you just randomly open things. And it says, and what, O teacher of God, is it that you want? You have been called by God, and you have answered. Would you now sacrifice that call? Few have heard it as yet, and they can but turn to you. There's no other hope in all the world that they can trust. There is no other voice in all the world that echoes God's. If you would sacrifice the truth, they stay in hell. And if they stay, you will remain with them.
Mm.
Man, talk about like, oh no, I got to teach, right? And then I wrote beside it, I always write in my books, I can't let that happen, right? Because my whole life, ever since I was a teeny little girl, I knew that my mission was to bring everybody into this great time. And I knew it would be for everyone. So anyway, Course in Miracles, one of the most powerful teachings ever given to mankind. I'm so grateful for that teaching, and it's impacted my life in ways that you can't even imagine, because we get down here in Earth School and we pretty much come without a manual, right? And so we rely on teachers and teachings to assist us as we navigate Earth School. And I call it Earth School because it's like we get lessons given to us, and we either learn them lessons or we don't, and we get to relearn them, right? And you know, the beauty about the course that I wrote for this is that there's some beautiful ways to navigate those lessons. And there's beautiful ways to bring completion to some of those lessons that have been happening over and over and over again. And really that's what we want is to those things that seem to never end within us, to bring them to a finality, to a completion where there's love and there's forgiveness and there's freedom from carrying a burden, or freedom of, and then I also work with David Hawkins' work, right? We work with the map of consciousness. And so anyway, it's a beautiful coursework. And I really hope, people will feel free to sign up. Anyway.
Yeah. So I'd like to say something before we close on that.
Uh-huh.
So for me, I think the biggest thing it does for me is helps to make me more conscious. It brings the unconscious things that aren't working for us, that we do from programming of growing up in certain ways. And it really wakes you up to, is this really the way you want to be? And it makes you conscious about how you want to live in the world. Yeah. And you walk more intentionally in the world. And it's just a beautiful way of being, and I think, Dig and I are taking it for the third time. And I think it's our work here on earth. It's like we constantly, we can fall off and get back, but we're constantly, what it is a great reminder of how we should be in the world, how we want to be. They say we're the dream that we dreamed we wanted in this world. And this course helps us to live that dream.
Yeah. And what you're saying reminds me of one of my favorite concepts about Course in Miracles is we can always choose again, right? No matter what, we can choose again. Oh, I can choose again, right? So mistakes are, it's like people put a lot of energy on a mistake. Like raise your hand if you've ever made a mistake. Right? Okay. So, right. So, an audience, raise your hand if you made a mistake. Okay. So think about the energy that happens when you realize you've made a mistake. What happens when you feel like, oh my God, I made a mistake? Like the whole energy, the rush of shame, the rush of guilt, the rush of whatever, right? That's all optional to feel all those things, right? The most beautiful thing is when we've made a mistake or an error is to go, oh, I made a mistake. This is one of my very favorite things to do is when I've made a mistake, I'll go, oh, I made a mistake. Just that easy. It's the energy of recognition. Oh, I could choose again. Oh, wow, I get to choose, right? So it's not taking the energy of, oh my God, I made a mistake and blah, 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 and you de-evolve into a puddle of emotion, of shame and blame and guilt and whatever, right? You take and you transform that and go, oh, I get to choose again. What do I choose now? What else is possible, right? You get to transform the previous choice, which we were calling a mistake, that was just a previous choice, into a different choice. That's all. That's what I have to say about mistakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because usually with mistakes, we go down a rabbit hole, and we, shame can add into it, and guilt and all this stuff. And so, if we can say, because really we learn the most in our mistakes we make.
We do, right? But I'll think about usually when we're kids, right? The thing that gets put on, well, I don't know about your families, but in mine, if you made a mistake, it was like shame on you.
Yeah.
It was like the big shame on you, right? It was like, whoa. I love my sister. My sister said this most beautiful thing. It's actually in the course. I wrote it in there because it was such a powerful thing she said. She goes, shame off me. She does this. She goes, shame off me. Right. And I would do it, like energetically do that stuff, because when people want to put, they can't really put it on you. You can take it in if you want to. And when we're little, we do that because, like these big people are our gods, and we just take in what they say when we believe it, right? It must be true. They're bigger than us. They feed us. They give us shelter. It must be true. Like we hold this thing about whatever they say is true about us. But the fact is, they're just, what they are doing is they're just transferring their unhealedness onto us. That's all they did.
They're programming as well. Not only on illness, but they're programming.
They're programming you. But they got programmed too.
Mm-hmm.
And the generation before them got programmed. And we got that in the ones before. So guess what? It's time to stop the programming. The generational sickness programming. It's time to stop poverty programming. It's time to stop generational unhealedness programming. It's time. We get to choose. And we are the ones here to do that. We came here to do that. That's why we are here. I know that's true about the three of us. And the three of us are here together. We are a potent, powerful, triune nature that is speaking our voices into the ethers, creating a massive ripple of positivity, of change and love and goodness and waking up. And that's what we're doing here. We are here to change. We are here to help others change, wake up, remember who you are, and to change these falsehoods that we acquired, and just say, no, that's not true. That's not true.
Morganne, I'm sorry, can you repeat, please? Another time, the 26th of January, what time will be the course, first one?
Well, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that would be 12 noon East Coast time and 5 p.m. UK time. Is that correct?
At the moment, we started our show at 5:30 my time,
right.
And
so
for you, it's 9:30.
Correct. So it will be 5
o'clock. That will be 5 o'clock p.m. UK time.
Yep.
So, yeah. No, that's why I'm asking, because I will put in descriptions. So
perfect.
That will be the beginning of the course in descriptions.
Thank you.
And it's good to know how long it's going to be, like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah. And then, and usually the teaching will take about that. Pardon?
How do you know that it will be an hour and 15 minutes? Because I think every single course is different.
Yeah, well, it is, but it's approximately that long. And then there's the after party if people want to hang out after. And that it will take it longer, but a lot of people want to hang out. They got questions.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's the after party, which is one of my favorite times because so many amazing questions come out of that.
Yeah.
Okay, I will put 1 hour, 15 minutes as well.
Perfect. All right. So, last time that we were hanging out last week, and Jeannie reminded me, because I know we were talking about labels And this goes back to like with generational stuff, that boxes that we put each other in. You know, Jeannie reminded me why we were talking about, because we were talking about AA, you know, and the great work that Alcoholics Anonymous does in the world. They really have. It's been a great stepping stone to help people who have trauma and pain work toward healing that, so they can let go of the need to anesthetize themselves with alcohol. And I say it that way because it's the trauma and the pain and the suffering that needs to be addressed. It's not the I got to give up the alcohol that you focus on, right? It's that's not it. It's the releasing the pain and the addressing the suffering and any wrongs or whatever you've done. The whole concept of the AA. Where I have my bone to pick with AA is the statement that is made in AA is where they say, I am an alcoholic. And for me, the I am is your sacred self. And where it will help many, because we're all on a different path. And so many will, it's a stepping stone for them. So if they need to be in that stepping stone of that, but what I would like to hear in my beingness is the I have pain and suffering. I have suffered pain, and I have used this to help anesthetize or soothe my pain and suffering, which is really the truth of the whole matter, right?
But Morganne, here, that when you listening something, I very little time worked with some alcoholics, but when you listening about alcoholics, there is no like alcoholics who change, yeah, like they always will be alcoholics. Maybe because they are in this statement are telling themselves and obviously the universe as well, yeah, I am alcoholic. That's why all these beautiful things what is there for them, other ones which works, yeah, it's not healing them properly because they're not letting themselves heal. They just every day encourages themselves, I am alcoholic, so there is no chance, I always will be alcoholic, yeah.
Right. I mean, think about people who, cut out meat from their lives. They don't say, I'm a meataholic,
I'm a carnivore.
Yeah.
Right?
They just choose to stop eating meat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of meat isn't good for my body, right?
Right.
So it's so for me, what it does is it puts people in a box. It slaps a label on people. And that's where it and so that's the big overarching thing that I wanted to talk about today is the detriment of slapping a label on yourself or others, the detriment of putting someone in a box and labeling them. So boxes, and I'd like to just kind of brainstorm some boxes that we put ourselves in and that we put other people in.
Can I try say something first before you?
Please.
So the labels, and I am an alcoholic. I understand why they say that, because they want you to remember that you're always an alcoholic. I mean, I shouldn't say that.
Why?
But
Why
the
you
thing
are
about
always alcoholic?
what they need, what it's about working on the trauma that keeps you reaching for that drink that you're avoiding. And so I am an alcoholic. It's confirming that. And so it's, if we can just say, you know, alcohol is not good for me. You know, alcohol is poison to me. Alcohol is,
But
you know.
why not say, let's say, I am healed from alcohol, or I am having healing from alcohol, or I am on the way to heal from alcohol, something down those lines. So there is something to look forward to. I'm not going to be, I refuse to be always this alcoholic if I've been once alcoholic in my life. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and okay, like I said, there's steps for you know, like it's kind of like religion, right? Some people need religion in their life. It's better than maybe no religion or being unconscious, right? But it's a stepping stone, and perhaps it's a stepping stone. But I think even in AA, it should be a stepping stone for, you know. And I get that it helps people. I get why they say, I get the whole concept of why they say it, but it also puts them in a box, right? What else is, to me it's like, well, what else is possible here, right?
Nothing, because I am alcoholic.
Exactly.
Whatever you saying afterwards, yeah, or before that, it's not going to happen because I am alcoholic. That's
Okay.
it. My life done here.
Yeah. So yeah. So I actually pulled up the 12 steps of AA, and they're beautiful steps. So one, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Two, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Isn't that beautiful? A power greater than ourselves. Made a decision. Well, let me go back to two. People who drink or use alcohol or drugs or food or sex or gambling or any of the other addictions, that becomes the power over them. When they decide to let that go, they now become to believe that there's a power greater than that. There's a power greater than that that could restore them to sanity. Three, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. Four, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Five, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. Six, we're entirely ready to have God remove all the defects of character. Seven, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. Eight, made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. Nine, make direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them as or others. 10, continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admit it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. That's beautiful, right? It's a what beautiful, it actually mirrors a lot of what we teach in Course in Miracles, right? And so but it's the using of the sacred I am is what, because it becomes a box and a label. It was only a trigger for me to talk about what happens when we put labels on us, or we put labels on others, and what happens when, when we were kids, did your family, and I'll say it to us and I'll say it to our audience, did your family ever put a label on you that say you are fill in the blank? So think about that for a minute.
I have great label.
Okay, what was
I'm not member of this family. I have probably fallen out of gypsy's carriage.
okay? So your label was you're not a member of this family. You fell out of the gypsy's carriage. Okay. Whew. Take a breath on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. What that sets up a little being for not belonging.
But that's not like I say this statement at the moment, yeah. But imagine this little being been hearing this statement every time I'm doing something what is not sort of right to do in this family, yeah. That's now not how this family operates, yeah. So.
How about for you, Jeannie?
Yeah, there was a lot of you're too this, you're too that, you're too sensitive, you're too dumb, you're too this, you're too that, you can't do this, you can't do that. There was just a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So when you get put in those kind of categories, you get pushed aside, you get labeled, you get and then everybody dogpiles on that. They come into agreement with those things, right? And so as you're growing through life, it's like you either have to conform to those labels, or you start trying to grow out of them or push them away. Or so what happens if we start conforming to the labels?
It's dumbing ourselves down. We're not it's like we're being programmed. When that happens at such an early age, it's like we're programmed and we're brainwashed to think that that's the way we are, and it's not acceptable. And so it's not being seen for who you are. You become something that you're not. You're dummied down.
So what happens to your authentic self?
It's shut down. It's lost. It's not, it's in you, but it's not seen at all. It's not valued. It's not.
And it's wrong anyway, because that's what I really want to do at this moment is not the right thing to do it. So I have no idea what is the right thing to do it.
Yeah. Boy, it sets up a conundrum, doesn't it? Your authentic self is ready, willing to express, and then, oh no, I can't do that, right? So we shut down. So it's always a process of diminishment of the authentic beingness. And so then we get caught in that process of assigning ourselves to a diminished I am presence. So it's like we come into agreement with those demigods of parents that say what we are or what we are not. They can also say what we are not. We come into agreement and start aligning our energy with that. And then we diminish ourselves, we hide, we move into states of being like drinking or using, things to soothe that part of ourselves that has been wronged, has been harmed. Like when you tell a child, let's say somebody tells a child you're dumb or you're stupid or whatever. I was told I was retarded. Like, you're retarded. It's like when I went to school and told my teacher I was retarded, she was like, no, no, you're actually really far from retarded. You're really smart, right? Like, why would somebody tell you you're retarded? Right? It's like probably somebody trying to keep you down, probably somebody trying to keep you from being in full expression. So it's like, people use language, and they use it's kind of like threats to keep you from being in full expression. All right. So why am I on a bandwagon about all of this? Because it's so important to come back into our true authentic beingness. It is so important for us to find out who authentically we really are. It is so important to get back into alignment with our authentic self, and being joyous, excitement about meeting her again, right? Because we have to crawl out a lot of times from the bucket of shame, blame, and other stuff that we've been put into to try to get a glimpse of daylight, when it's not necessary anymore. Does any of that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to tell people is, if you find you using a label on yourself, examine, well, one, what is that label? What is the label you use on yourself? Is it a label that is lifting you up, or is it a label that's pushing you down? If you are putting yourself in a box, what is that box you're putting yourself in? Right? I'm gonna use a very, so like a long time ago, like for 30, 40 years ago, I was interested in learning stock trading. Now, like, do I look like a stock trader to you? No, but my brain wanted to learn that. And I was told, you are not smart enough. Oh, them's fighting words. Them's fighting words. Man, I got right in there, and not only was I smart enough, I loved it, right? I love strategies. I love charts. I love research. It's like, man, that was just like turning my brain on, and I was having a great time. And it was when I would listen to others that I'd get myself in trouble. When I would listen to positions of authority, that I would get myself in trouble. When I would hear others say, oh, you can't do that, I would get myself in trouble. When I began to listen to me, to the divine within me, I do just fine. I navigate that realm just fine, because I'm looking, I listen to, I know that my brain and my intuition and my guidance is all on track, right? I don't need an outside source to tell me what I'm doing or not doing is right or wrong. I can navigate that for myself. I don't have to second guess myself. I know myself. When I start second guessing, and I start so it's like that. When you have a desire within you that is like, who would have known that I would know how to do that, right? especially from a girl that was supposed to be retarded. It's like, no, it's like those are things that are made to keep people down. When you start putting people in boxes and labels, you know, hopefully those people will not accept them. But a lot of times people do. And then those are the people that end up usually with us in therapy because, you know, they've accepted those boxes and those labels and those limitations. And so anyway, your I am is sacred. What you align with your I am, be very cautious, very careful, that's your sacred self. I am. Okay.
Yeah, it's very difficult to not actually identify yourself with that, because if all around you people are telling that you are something is not right with you, yeah, then it's very difficult to actually know something is not really right with you if you say something like that. Yeah, it's something that is not right, and stand up for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, you know, think about how you look at others. What boxes are you and labels are you putting on others? And I have to
That's
look at that.
another thing.
Go ahead, David.
That's another thing. What I don't know about your families, but what in my family was absolutely normal. Put others in some kind of boxes, yeah, and give judgment to others, yeah, and talk about others behind them backs, yeah, like you can be very nice face to face, yeah, but then you hear from your families absolutely something different about those people, yeah, uh, when they leave, sort of thing, yeah. It's ever happened in your family to this talks, back talks?
Yep. Yep.
For me, it take very long time to actually uh, stop judging. No, even not stop judging, but learn how to notice when I putting this label on, even in my mind. Yeah, that's another skill what you need to learn, especially when I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah, that I anyway you see the client and you straight away sort of putting this unwillingly the label on, okay, this client will be hard worker, or this client will be easy going, or something like that, yeah. And then you have to know, I have no idea what will happen, yeah. I just try to put in some label on this person, yeah. How about you, Jeannie?
Um, so I think when you put a label on it, it's like saying that's the way it's going to be, and so it's I don't know if I put labels. I think I put labels on. I think when I first meet people, I put like I'll say they're that way, this way or that way. I don't know if I really do. I'm wondering. And Morganne knows me, so do you think I do?
Well, I think we all, well, I think that we all do that. But what I see in you and your growth and in my growth, what we do is um, we now think, oh, how I see that person is, right? and we internalize it as our own, how we see, right? It's not about the other person. It's how we see, and how we
Mhm.
think. It has
Right.
nothing to do with the other person.
Right. Exactly.
So that's evolution to the nth degree, really. And that's really where we want to get to, because it shows us what we think and what we believe. And
But
when
that's again, that's the skill. What we actually from this, what where it's coming from my family, from this surroundings, how I grow up. Yeah. So that's another skill which one I keep learning continuously. Yeah. To
Mhm.
actually understand, okay, I am there putting this label on at the moment. Yeah.
Yep.
And like you said, I know there is no this label. Yeah, this
Yep.
person is its own. Yeah,
Yep.
mind you, at that time when I used to work in factory and I was a leading team there, I managed to read people very quickly. They even walk in factory on factory floor, coming new, let's say 3, 4, 5 new agency people coming in for work at this day. Yeah, I straight away knew with whom I will be having problems to make him do anything. Yeah, and to whom I can go and say, okay, this is your job for today, get on with it. Only from their body language. They haven't say even hello to me.
Mhm.
All they're doing coming towards me. This 4 or 5 people coming towards me.
Mhm.
And I managed to straight away read each of them
Yep.
and sort of subconsciously put them in those places what they are, by my opinion, able to do. And it's,
Mhm.
I don't know, I don't really remember that I've been wrong in that.
Yeah, and that's a gift that you have there, right? We can read people pretty. I have that gift. I think Jeannie has that gift too. It's then when we put the label on them and say, "This is what you are," because actually we're all more than that, right? Sometimes we show up as what we are in a defense posture, right? We show up and we're not going to show you who we are because we've been told we're something else. We can't show you who we are. We can only show you who we've been told
Mhm.
that we are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, our jobs is to show others that they're more than who they are, who
Oh,
they think
thank
they are.
you. Oh, thank you. And that is our job. That's our job right there.
Open them up.
So who they truly are and not what they've been told.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, Morgan, we today talking too much. We are 3 minutes in meditation. So, are you ready?
I'm always ready
I know. I love it.
because God's always ready, always here. Okay, beloveds, let's begin. And let's begin by, let's just get present within ourselves. Do yourself the sacred honor of coming present to yourself. And we can do this so easily by putting both feet on the floor. And if you have anything crossed, your arms, your legs, or anything crossed, uncross for the moment to allow a beautiful flow of energy. And let's take a breath together and release the breath. And this time we're going to take a breath and we're just going to let it be a conscious breath. Recognize and realize what it is you're breathing in. You're breathing in this beautiful air, right? It's not just a breath. You're bringing something into yourself. What is it that you're bringing into yourself? This beautiful oxygen. Breathe that in, and you're energizing and oxygenating every cell of your being. Go ahead and breathe that in. And on the out breath, you're releasing and detoxifying all these cells of your being. Let it out. And now just allow yourself to just come into a natural rhythm of breath. And I invite you, as you just come into your own natural rhythm, there's no wrong or right about how you breathe. Just notice how you breathe. Is it shallow? Is it deep? No wrong or not right. It's just noticing. And maybe if you think, oh, what would it feel like to take a deeper breath? Go ahead and do it. It's not wrong or right. It's just you make a new decision. So just be present with your breath and how you breathe and how you hold your body. Just be present to you. And if you find your mind wandering off, bring it back. Bring it back to self, to breath, to yourself. And as you continue to bring yourself back to yourself, introduce to yourself, I am. Breathe that in. I am. I am. Try this with no labels. Simply, I am. And breathe and exhale. I am. Become comfortable with your existence. I am. Breathe. Exhale. Relax. I am. Let those words settle into your mind. I am. And if you notice a label coming up, quickly release the label. And it might even be a good label. Release the label. I am. And then move into your heart. I am. I am. Just breathe that in. Your existence, your presence, I am. I am without label. Notice how that feels when I say those words. I am without a label. I am without a box. I am. Remember to breathe. I am. I'm simply being present to my breath, to my existence. And stay in your heart. And as you stay in your heart, invite in the presence of the Holy Spirit. It already is there. Acknowledge the presence of the Holy Spirit right there in your heart. Take a breath in. The presence of the Holy Spirit is your conduit to the divine, to Creator, to God. I am. I am. And in the presence of the Holy Spirit as the great I am, ask the Holy Spirit, your great I am, to give to you one gift, one word, one feeling that the Holy Spirit, Creator itself, wants to give to you as a precious gift of remembering. That the divine wants to say, I am. And maybe it is, I am love. I am peace. I am joy. I am bliss. Take a breath in. I am. And whatever that was given to you, just let it reside there within your heart. Your sacred I am. And now let it reside within your mind. Your sacred I am. And now let it resonate within your body. Your sacred I am. Be the vibrational match of your sacred I am. Take a breath in. Anchor that. Let it drop deep, deep into your beingness. I am. I am. I am. And so, beloveds, we leave you here with this deep awareness of the I am of who you are, the existence of who you are, the I am of who you are, the expression of who you are. You are loved. You are appreciated. You are welcomed. You are the I am. And we are so grateful for your presence in this world at this time. We are so grateful for your resonance of love and light and peace and joy at this time. And we leave you to go be that resonance in your world. We are always here for you. We will always be here for you, present within your heart, within your mind, within your body, reminding you of the great I am that you are. We let you be as you are, and so it is.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Jeannie, do you have something to say?
I really appreciate being here today and what we talked about. It was very powerful. The meditation was very powerful. And I just appreciate this time together with you ladies. And
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for your time, for your knowledge, for sharing all on my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody who been with us today. Please remember, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube and Rumble channel so many more people can get this knowledge, be accessible to this knowledge. Also, please remember on the 26th of January, will start course in miracles. So please contact Morganne for details. So Morganne can add you and send you invitations to it. It's free. You only, if you can, obviously, please send some donations to Morganne. If not, that's for everyone. So Morganne again is sharing this knowledge for us. I think we all have to just enjoy and participate in that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following us. Look up, if you have time, please look up our previous videos. We have another 93 videos already, so many, many more from
Wow.
that. Wow, yes, it's wow. It's getting so wow. I never ever thought when we started that we will be there, but that's how it is, and that's how it goes. And I hope it will go strong because at the moment you all need us more than ever, and it will get crazier and crazier. So you will need us, and we feel this calling to be here, and we are here for you. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I deeply appreciated your time sharing here. That's unbelievable. So thank you very much for watching. see you next week, and God bless.